Hey guys, welcome to another Wednesday Whispers. So today, this is a general reading as a reminder. So if it doesn't resonate in the beginning whenever we go over these first three cards, that's okay. This reading is probably not for you. But go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can catch some videos that are for you. So it seems like today, the viewers, you're in a very good space. So I pre-shuffled these cards, and what was really interesting was just how balanced everything is. It seems like you are in a very mature and stable space right now, and you are receiving, it seems, equal give and take. And we have justice here, which is all about balance. And so I don't know if, I think that this is where you are at right now, but I wonder, I'm very curious to see what the cards are going to say about like what's to come, because I'm guessing there's going to be some turbulence or something, because usually if it's something this great, the universe doesn't really need to do anything, but you know, it could just be confirmation that you're just in a really good space and to keep going and to keep trusting your integrity. So we will see. All right, so okay. What does a viewer need to know about this space that they're in right now? Let's just get a couple more. Oh, okay. Whoop. Okay. Those just kind of fell out. All right. Actually, I think that's too many. Let's go again. Okay, we'll do one more. What does a viewer need to know? Oh, okay. So it looks like right now you are currently, the maze to me represents kind of the journey that we're on, right? We're constantly in this maze getting to the, well, to the end of life is really what it comes down to. So, but we have these pockets here, which are like the aha moments is how I kind of view it. It's like we have kind of our lows and the points where we hit like a dead end, and then we have an aha moment, right? So you see these three orbs here that kind of represent those, and it looks like you're in one of those aha moments at the moment. And so things must be going pretty peacefully, but I think that there's something in your life that brought you to this reading, because usually when things are going well, the last thing we even think to do is look up tarot. Unless we have a bit of that foreboding joy and we're worried that the good stuff is going to be taken from us. And so then we have the Four of Lotuses, and you know, there's a song that I was actually listening to earlier today that just popped up into my head about this, is that it's called Waves by Dean Lewis. And one of the lines says, "It comes and goes in waves. It always does." And the song talks about how the good stuff in our life, we thought that it was going to be this permanent emotion, that it was going to constantly stay, but it doesn't. Everything in life comes and goes in waves. Everything is impermanent. And so, you know, the aha moment with the maze being on top of the King of Cups, I think it's very telling that like you are in a very grounded space, right? You personally, in your energy, in your space, like you're in a really good space. You've hit that aha moment. And then the comes and goes in waves is on top of the Six of Pentacles, which is all about giving and receiving. And so I think that there's a little bit of turbulence that's happening here for you, maybe with some other energies in your life. That could be one person. It could be just the concept of your job, your house, finances, whatever. It comes and goes in waves. And so I think that's what brought you in here now. And then we have, for justice, we have the Ten of Birds. And this one is all about scarcity. And so really, honestly, what Spirit's telling me is that this is really about your finances. For some of you, it could even mean that you are going through a divorce, that leaving that relationship may have been really healthy for you, and how you're handling that is going really well. However, when it comes to the exchange of money, there's definitely a lot of fear associated with this, like that scarcity mindset that, you know, maybe your ex-partner is going to take all of your money, or that you're not going to be able to make it on your own, is what I'm hearing. But scarcity can come in many different forms as well. You know, this can come from in many different areas of our life, but for some reason it really feels like this is about finances here. So, okay, let's go ahead and let's just get some advice from the universe. What do we need for the viewer? Okay, oops, I'm like dropping a lot of cards today. Okay, so some final advice. We have the Two of Birds, the Weaver. Okay, and then we'll go over those two in a second. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like with the Two of Birds, you have been lugging around generational fear of finances. Because you can see, like in this photo, I really love the art in this deck, that he is lugging around these unnecessary blocks, right? Just carrying a lot of stuff with him that he doesn't need anymore. And I think that's what's happening around your finances, is you have a scarcity mindset of like poverty, you know, which is interesting because I just saw a video the other day on Instagram where the woman was saying that her parents used to say, you know, we don't have rich, or we're not rich, but we have love. And to her, it was kind of like an unconscious thought that like it was either or, that you either have love or you have riches. And she was like, so of course I always went with love. And so I think that that's the same mindset that you've had as well in the past. So let me get my dog up here. Come on, bud. He likes to come in and say hi every time we do a reading. Okay, and then we have the Weaver. And this is one of my favorite cards because this is the one where we get to be the author of our own story. And so, you know, we often think that when we go through hard times that that's the worst part of our story. But when you think about, this is something that I heard from, I would say, I guess a mentor, even though I don't know this person, but it's a coach online, where he was talking about how we view our pain and suffering. And he was like, you know, whenever you're watching your favorite TV show and the episode ends right in the middle of something big, right, that the main character is going through, they're really stuck in a rut about something, and it ends and you're like, whew, good episode. What is he gonna do next? What is she gonna do next? And I love that concept because we get to be the author of our own freaking story. And so you could stay in this scarcity mindset about your finances, but do you really want that to be the ending of your story? Because that means that their old way of thinking, your family's, your parents' old way of thinking is writing the end of your story. You can have both. So get both. Okay. And then we have Life on Earth and the Composer. So Life on Earth is really being in sync and in flow. So when we are in alignment with the universe and we don't resist, which is hard to explain. If you want to read a book on this that really teaches you about the flow, The Tao of Pooh is such an incredible book to read to learn about Taoism and how Winnie the Pooh actually like represents so much wisdom. So Life on Earth really represents just aligning with the flow of things. You know, if you experience too much resistance, you know, often we'll try to put a square peg in a round hole, but you know, why not put the round peg in the round hole? So there is some resistance that we have to push through for sure, because that's part of the maze, right? Like there's some of it where we do have to kind of push through. But if it's too hard, don't do it. Try something else. Zoom out. Expand. Expansion is your best friend. Zoom out as much as you can, meaning zoom out in years, zoom out past your own thinking, So if it has to do with your finances, you may think, oh my gosh, well, I don't have the skills and the whatever to make this happen. Okay, well, zoom out. You don't have the skills yet, but what could you do today to put you one step closer to maybe having the skills in one area or multiple areas? Why not learn multiple things at once? You can do whatever you want. Why? Because you're the composer. You get to choose. And Spirit's telling me that it's so important for you to, right now, dip your toes into a bunch of different ponds. So, if you are trying to figure out maybe what you want to do career-wise, or if you want to have some kind of a side hustle, try different ones. Just start learning about different things. And whichever one lands is the one that you're supposed to go with. All right, so as you guys know, I like to end with a journal prompt because I just think it's really important that we continue our growth outside of tarot. And so I think that this week, the prompt should be about you unpacking whatever shadows you have around money. So what is your relationship to money? Do you feel like you have a glass ceiling on how much money you should make? What would be too much where you're not worth it? What would feel uncomfortable if you were offered a job in that amount? Is it 100,000? Is it 1 million? Is it 70,000? How much would it be? Dig into that. And then also, while you're journaling about that, write what your family has said about money. What are your beliefs around money? Does it make you evil? Does it make you bad? So try those out. You guys don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you again for being here. Also, look how cute my nails are. My nail person did them today, and I'm stoked. Also, I cut my thumb, so I have a liquid bandage, so I know it's kind of gross. So sorry about that. But thank you for being here. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure to share with your friends as well, just so that we can get the algorithm working in our favor since I'm a new account. And thank you guys.